Services or products? One of my favorite pieces, I promise you. Services or products? Remember the sale? Remember something had to sell? There had to be a sale. There must be a sale. A sale has to be present. Something has to be moving. What's moving? If you don't have books, if you don't have sessions, if you don't have clothes or a clothing line, you don't have a business and you will never have a brand. What do you have for sale? Business is the exchange of value, and it can also be described as the exchange of goods. One commodity exchange for another. Do you have services? If you have services, there doesn't have to be a book behind that. There doesn't have to be any storage fees. There doesn't have to be any warehouse fees. There doesn't have to be any shipping fees. There doesn't have to be any drop shipping fees. There doesn't have to be any shelving space. It doesn't have to be dedicated to a room in your house. You don't need room in your house to store services. You don't need a refrigerator to store services. What do you sell? What are you servicing? How do you fulfill your services? When somebody says, yes, I want, what do you do next? What do you do when you post? This is the powerful piece. If you don't have one of these, what's the reason to post? What's the purpose? Are you really trying to make a friend? Are you really trying to start a conversation? Are you trying to find your spouse? Why are you posting? You might be putting the cart before the horse is what I'm saying to you. The only reason you should be posting if you don't have any of these is because you're getting people ready. And while you're getting them ready, you in the back, like the brother on the joint, he got the pieces going on back here. He's doing the measurements. He's working it out. He's putting it together. He got the spreadsheets. He got the charts. He got the pie charts. He got a plan to produce the books, produce the sessions, produce the clothing line. If you don't have any of this, that's where your focus should be. That's where your focus needs to be. So people trying to build their store, but they don't have nothing to put inside of it. Imagine if you had to pay rent to go on Facebook. Let me say that. Maybe this is going to free somebody. This here going to free somebody. Imagine if you had to pay $50 a month, $200 a month for Facebook. That number will go from 7 billion or 2 billion or whatever that is to like 500,000. It wouldn't nobody be in that place just looky-looing. There would be buyers and sellers. I promise you, it is a marketplace. It is a marketplace for those who know, for those who have books, sessions, and clothes. It's a marketplace. That's why you could pay for ads, because it's a marketplace. If you don't have something to sell, you window shopping. You go into the mall to window shop and watch other people walk around buying what they want. You're rubbernecking a conversation that you're not involved in. Do you ever go to the mall and see people sitting down in the hall, like in the aisle of the mall, not in one of the stores, just sitting down by the flowers or by the water fountain? Think about this. I really want everybody to really think about this because I had to think about this. Think about maturity. Think about adults and think about young people in the mall. Young people go to the mall to hang out. They don't have a big bank account. They might not have a credit card. They're not coming to buy. They're coming to play That's My Car. They might go in the Apple store and look at the new Mac and fancy themselves having it, or put on some headphones and listen to some music, or go to the video game store and look at the new games, and then they walk out, unless mommy or daddy gave them a couple dollars. The adults are there because they had something in their mind that they wanted to get, and they went to the marketplace to get it. And then the stores are set up in those places because they know the people are going to be there. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, these are places that business professionals know the people are going to be. That's why they set up shop. That's why they build brands. So they could be the shop or the business or the store with the most people in it. Weaker brands and weaker businesses try to get hot real estate. Hot real estate in the business, in the mall is next to the biggest brand. They live off the strength of the biggest brand. So if the Apple store is here and I sell purses or I sell shoes or I sell jumpsuits and I'm coming to the mall and the Apple store is in the mall, I'm going where the people are. Put me next to the Apple store because I know the Apple store going to bring the most people, and when they come out, I got a better shot if I'm positioned next to the Apple store. So how are you positioning your brand? What is your purpose? What is the purpose of your presence? Think about that. What is the purpose of my presence? What am I selling? Are you hanging? Are you going to the store? Are you going to the store to get the hookup? To get the hookup means you know the guy in the Foot Locker who sells the J's for $250, but you could get them for $150. And you go out the store with the J's, you go down the block at the entry spot where people just come in the mall, and you're like, yo, I got the J's. Yo, I got the J's, 200. They 250 in the store. I got them for 200. They buy them from you for the discount. You put the 50 in your pocket, take your man the $150, and you back on the block with the joints for 200. That's hustling. That's hustling. Are you selling someone else's stuff for a percentage? Are you selling your own stuff because you can have your books, you can have your business? They got little kiosks in the mall in between all of the retailers, but you got to rent space still. To be in the aisles, to be in the aisles, you could rent a spot outside the bathroom. But they are in business too. So one of the spots that I go to for salmon, love salmon. One of the spots that I go to for salmon got some guys that were very industrious. They used to have a truck. They used to have a truck where they sold halal food, salmon, lamb, chicken, rice, and they stacked their money with a food truck. And then they bought a spot, a store, a brick and mortar where we could all go into the store and get it now. They scaled, they built up. So it's not about what you have right now. because you might not have a lot now, but are you moving intelligently with a plan, with a forecast? These scales here, these little bullet points here, are you scaling? Are you planning? Are you projecting? And you can't project on thoughts alone. You dream and you vision on thoughts alone, and then you flesh it out. You walk it out, you sketch it out. Before you can scale it up, you got to sketch it out. If you didn't write anything down, write that down. Before you can scale it up, you got to sketch it out. Whatever you plan on paper going to be more powerful than what you plan in your head. Everything you see right now was a picture in someone's head first. Then they put it on paper before they created it. I promise you. Books, sessions, close. They all have a different business model. They are familiar relatives, but they do different business. They do different business. Books, sessions, close. Which one do you have? Which one can you have? Which one do you want to have? And which one doesn't even make any sense for your business model?